Hey everybody.
Wrong pipe.
Okay. I guess not everybody's having a good day. Anyway, hope everybody's having a great, wonderful day, or had a great, wonderful day. You're gonna live?
I am.
Okay. Bringing you along today, just to kind of show you how we do our water system for, you know, showering, washing dishes,
Animals, garden.
the garden, you know, drinking water for the animals and stuff. It's possibly drinkable, but we don't risk it.
We've tested it, but until we get a better system, maybe reverse osmosis or something, we're not going to drink it. We've tested it.
And it
It's
seems
bacteria
okay,
free.
but that's those little home test things. I don't know how accurate those things really are. It's probably,
But it works great for the animals,
Yeah.
the garden, and other water needs.
yeah. So, one reason is because my old pump kind of went out, and I've had another pump go out once before too, a couple years ago. And like me, I saved it just in case maybe I need it for something, right?
Right.
It's broken. Come to find out, looking around a little bit, I changed over to a different style pump, to the older kind that I used to use, which you can actually just get a little replacement part for the front that most likely will fix all your pump needs.
So, if your water pump goes out and you think it's totally gone, stick with us. We're going to show you how to test it. It could just be a switch.
It could just be the switch instead of the pump actually being bad itself. So stay tuned to that. Well, I'm just going to show you real quick. I kind of already hooked everything up because I was rerunning everything because I had everything in the shop. Here's just too much pain to get underneath there to do everything. So, alright, so here we go. Yeah, I still got to paint this last tote. That's why there's a tarp over it. Keep the sun off of it. I've got, you know, on-off switch here, and then a 40 micron filter here that can kind of be cleanable. It works pretty good. Runs over. Now the pump, normally when you get these pumps, and I've upgraded up to a pump too. I was normally using like a 3 gallon a minute. This is supposed to be a 5 gallon a minute pump. 12 volt, so runs off my solar. And they normally come with these little 50 mesh strainers. So I put it on here to catch, you know, a little bit of gunk that might come in here to get into your pump. And it comes with these little pieces, which I suggest trying to get those to go on, because in case you do have to replace your pump, you want something to be easily to be able to just get off. And so that's why I've ran it through just a reinforced hose back over here to this other side. And I run a 2 filter system, you know, past the pump. The first one, this one here is a 5 micron, so the smaller the micron, the better. Takes out more stuff. And then to go into a carbon filter that's also 5 micron. And then that helps, you know, kind of clean up that water when it goes through, so I don't have to worry about the animals, you know, getting anything really. And we haven't had an issue with any kind of water problems out here with animals. And I've gotten these off Amazon. They're not too expensive, but they're clear, so you can be able to see how your filter looks, and that's one thing I like, instead of trying to have to guess sometimes, because sometimes, you know, you need to change them every 6 months or whatever, but a lot of times you might have to do it quicker depending on what kind of rain you've been getting and what you might have caught up in your totes. So goes the flow through the pump here into the first, and most of the time they're always marked and numbered, you know, in, out. Pretty simple. You just drop it in there. It's got a little, you know, little spot in there that it kind of catches on. I kind of like these also, this style, to where the ring comes up through it, because sometimes on the ones that you can't see, that just screw straight up in, the whole housing's a screw here, it's hard to line them up because you've got another little piece in there that, you know, lines up on this thing. So, see, that way I know it's already up here at the top. That means I'm lined up right. Instead of trying to screw and screw and screw and screw and screw and back and forth on it. Little wrenches got all those little grooves in it to put it in any position to tighten it around. Okay, and here on top, these are the little, I've already got them loosened to let air come in and go out so that you don't get air trapped in here, which pushes through the line. So I've got them loosened up a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to see if I can get my lovely assistant to go in and kind of, you know, turn the switch on for me. And this, you know, like I said, on this style, some of them have like a little button for pressure. This one's got a little screw thing here that relieves the air pressure out.
Ready?
And that's the nice thing about these little 12-volt, you know, pumps. They're also a pressure side. That's what this little switch is. It's a pressure switch. So when you turn your faucet off, this turns off because it builds up that pressure in the line and then stops. And when you turn your faucet on, well, the pressure's now released, so now the pump kicks on to push the water. So let's just tap the switch. A little more. A little more. Okay, now you can start to see it. A little more. More. See, now it's starting to fill the other one, so I've got the air out of this one. So you don't have to do these real tight. They just kind of hold. Now it comes out of this one. Pump's running, and now you didn't turn it off, did you? Okay. Pump already turned off because now it's already got the water pressure through the system. And so, and that's why it's always great to put, like I say, it normally comes with these little cheapos. And like I said, I got a little bit more expensive one that's 40 microns, so that's even smaller, or 40 mesh. The smaller the number, the better. And this is a 50. And that just stops little trash from getting into the pump. Now it can take a little bit of, you know, small stuff, anything past that 50. And then, like I said, just for the water, I've got it going through just to suck up, you know, small bits and pieces, and then to go through the carbon filter to kind of semi-purify it a little bit, you know, clean it up a little bit better. So, but and that works pretty good, and it looks like I actually put it together with, I don't think, any real serious leaks here, which is good. I like that. Yay me!
Do not over tighten that.
So there's that. Now I will tell you, like I said, I switched to this style, and I'll show you the style I had, because this little piece right here is the pressure switch. And I'll show you that on another model here. Oh! I can't get up. Okay, I'm up. And you're going to know, that's the cheapo filters I got. They don't come, or this is the housing. I'll put it that way. Got them off Amazon, pretty cheap. It comes with a mounting bracket to mount to the top of this. Comes with a wrench to tie it down, and the housing itself. It doesn't come with the filters. You got to get your own filters. So, this is the pump that we had on before. So far, I haven't seen where I can get this. I'm still looking for this. This is a pressure switch on this style. Now I haven't come across it yet. I may not have just looked long enough, but that's the one we had. So this is an older style, the one we had a long time ago that I just still kept. You can see the fronts are about the same. They're both a 3 or whatever holding thing to pump. And this cover technically goes right there.
So this is just like the one we have.
So this switch system, pressure switch design, is the same as what I just got out there, because I found pressure switches for like $15 where the pumps are 60 bucks. So to show you how we do this, I've got my little solar set up here on my little workbench. We hook our power up to the power. Hook the other one to the other one. Ta-da! And this is my little switch to turn it on. And this would plug in right there. So this is how you test it. You got this cover on here with one little single screw. You unscrew that screw and voila, that comes off. Then you've got a wire coming in, which this wire on the side, when you're looking at it, the right side is normally, you'd have to just look though, but that is the main hot wire coming in. And this other wire runs back, and you can see it goes back into the motor. So you don't want those touching. It'd be bad. So I've got the switch on. Nothing's happening. So you take the lead wire. You can take either one technically, but because they'll still arc it, I normally like to take the wire coming in that's hot, the power. And you just come over here and you just touch the other side. And it's 12 volts, so it's not going to zap you, I don't think. Honey, you want to try it?
No?
Okay. Good. So you'll just touch this other side. If you feel and hear the pump come on, then it's going to be your switch is bad. If you touch this other side with your power wire, and you know you have power coming to it, and it doesn't do anything, well then the motor is bad. So, let's find out. It comes on. So, that means that this little switch is bad.
But the motor's fine.
But the motor, obviously, is supposedly fine. We will find out for sure. So, now, what you need to do is disconnect your other side that goes to the motor. This is the one coming in. And then, there's two other little screws here to the side. You're going to unscrew. So, take your screws out. Now watch out behind this, because there is a little, that's the switch itself. This is a little diaphragm thing. That I could probably leave there, but the new switch I bought came with a new piece, so we're going to see how that is. It's just that little thing. Whoop! And that's what I was saying, be careful. There is a little spring back here. It's set up on this little thing, because that's what pushes in and out to do the pumping. So we got your switch, the cover, and it comes with a new little rubber thing. So you can kind of see that it's indented on one side and raised out on the other. The indented part you want, you know, there, because that's what that little thing fits onto. So just kind of make sure you got the spring hooked up into there. Line up your little rubber piece to fit back down in there, like so. You're probably going to have to kind of hold it a little bit, because, you know, that's new. It doesn't have gunk on it that's kept it stuck in there. And then just put your switch with your leads going, pointing down. put that over the edge of it. Voila. And tighten your screws down. Just make sure you don't over tighten them. Shauna has a big problem doing that all the time. Alright. Now, you can always double check and look. That's the wire coming in that's power. So that would go on this little flat side here. And then this is the one that goes back into the motor. And you just put that one back on that side. Now, if this is correct and everything was right,
and it was just the switch and not the motor.
And well, we already discussed that it was the switch because
it came on.
The motor came on when you touched power to the side that gives it power back to the motor. So we'll just rehook the positive and the negative like so. Now, if I turn my switch on now, I shouldn't have to play with it or anything else. It should just come on. Look at there. So now, I obviously now have another working pump that I didn't have to go spend, you know, $40, $50 on a replacement once before. Could have spent 15 bucks on a switch. And then your switch cover actually has a couple of little grooves in it that you can line up for your wires to go into, and then it's got a teeny tiny screw that holds the cover on there. Alright, so change that switch out, and obviously hook the pump back up here. I used to have just a little mounted little bitty pump that was a 1 gallon a minute pump. This is a 3 gallon a minute pump, so 3 times the water. And yeah, that little $15 switch is what I paid for that little bitty pump, and it works just fine. Ta-da! So yeah, I spent $15 on that little 1 gallon pump when the things you just don't think about. So yeah, works great. And like I said, this is even hooked up to solar too. I've got a little small 100 watt panel up top, hooked into this little charge controller, hooked into a little 20 amp hour lithium battery, hooked up to the pump. And this is what pumps, you know, from the well down here up into this tote. So it's got that pump that's down in the well, and runs this pump. Runs it just fine because we do a lot of the main watering too with this. Like the cow trough, it's a big, that's a lot of gallons every day that goes into that thing, and it works fine, works perfect. So woohoo! Hopefully everything was interesting enough for you. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I appreciate it. Y'all have a great and wonderful one. Can't wait to see y'all till next time. Later.
Take care.